Hey, it's Chris Van Fleet, and you are watching, or quite possibly listening, to Count It Out with Mike and Tyler. Woo!
Well, we are live, pals, and welcome to another edition of the Bill After Seal of Approved, Count It Out with Mike and Tyler. Me and my raspy voice. My name is Tyler, and I am joined by the one and only Mojito Mike. Mike, what's going on, brother?
Was there a Van Landen match this week?
No, there's a match all right this week. It was me against Buffalo Bills.
No, it was you versus a 65-year-old female security officer.
Yeah, this woman knocked me on my ass. I'm not gonna lie. I might have had a couple soda pops at the Buffalo Bills game this Sunday here. Triumphant win against the Jets. And to be fair now, and a guy that I work with put this the best. He said, to be fair, Casper the Ghost could have pushed you over at this point because I was in pretty rough shape. I got up, I tried to walk down.
I told that story to a mutual friend of ours, Steve. And Steve looked at me and just said, "That is the most Tyler story you could possibly tell me."
That is correct. So what happened was I was exiting the stadium after having a ridiculous amount of alcohol, and I fell, of course, because that's what you do. I fell right into the bleachers. I don't know if I told you that part of the story.
You did not.
And then as we were leaving, I had the stumble steps where you're like, whoa, shit's fuck. So I said to the guy I was with, I was like, hey, man, come here. I got to hold on to your shoulder for a minute. I got to get my shit together. So he was holding on to my shoulder. I was holding on to his shoulder. I got my balance back a little bit, got rid of the spins that I momentarily had. But I didn't realize that I was walking out of the stadium and I hadn't hid the tall boy of twisted tea that I was drinking. And this fucking woman caught me, and she just stepped right up in front, gave me the 2-arm push, and I went down. I took a bump. So, she's a strong woman, let me tell you.
I'm sure she was.
And that's why I have a raspy voice and a 2-day hangover.
It makes me so happy. That's one of my favorite stories.
Which
I needed because I needed something out of the football world to make me happy.
Yeah, tough break for our Bengals losing Joe Burrow. Tough break for my bank account coming out of the Buffalo Bills game. That was a rough one too.
After getting free tickets, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
You did not pay for the tickets. You did not pay for the transportation. Yet you fucking paid.
It probably would have been cheaper if I just bought tickets and drove down myself by the end of the game. But no, I'm just kidding. But it was funny because we were talking at work the next day. We were all pretty hungover. I was extra hungover. And I was like, you know what it is in the States that's just so good is the tall boys are like the king cans. They're huge, right?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, yeah, I know. He's like, I had 2 of them at the game. And I looked at him and I was like, I had 6.
Which is funny because you're not a beer drinker.
Well, I was drinking twisted teas.
Oh, they were doing the king cans and the twisted teas.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question. You're paying $20 a pop though, yeah?
It was $34 American for 2 of them.
That's not that bad.
No,
that's not that bad because I saw those king size twisted teas when I went to see Matchbox 20 this summer at the Budweiser stage, and it was $20 a pop for those king cans.
Yeah,
$20 Canadian.
Yeah, alcohol's a ripoff. Let's be real, but it's so good.
That's the only thing I'll miss when I leave the business is not being around copious amounts of alcohol and only paying for 50% of it.
Well, with that type of attitude, you will miss it. But we can always steal.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Let's talk about some wrestling, man.
Wait, before we talk about wrestling, I just want to give a shout out to our mutual friend, and I think he's a pretty regular listener, at least a sometime listener, Mr. Eddie from your work.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to sometimes listen to
Just want to ask him how his ass is feeling after I beat it in fantasy football this week. So suck it,
I'm
Eddie.
sure I'm sure it's a bittersweet thing. His Eagles beat KC this week. That's a big fucking win for them. A big fucking win for them. So he's probably happy about that and not too happy. If I had to lose to anybody in fantasy, losing to you, that's a bitter fucking pill.
Yeah, it's not great. I'm terrible. Okay, I got my bragging out of the way. I guess we can talk about wrestling.
Let's talk about wrestling, man. I got a few things I want to talk about. Let's start with the thing that I know about because I'm sure you want to talk about some AEW. I only watched bits and pieces of it, so we'll get there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you want to talk about that because you're the AEW guy.
I
But
don't
before
I
we
don't know
get
if I'm the
there,
AEW guy. I mean, I barely
you
watch their
you
product.
you
I
used to
follow
be.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I don't
Well,
watch a lot of stuff these days.
but before you get there, this is a rarity these days. I don't do this often, but I want to give WWE their flowers because the WWE did something that I think was extremely intelligent this week. Um, this past Monday on Raw, they announced that Randy Orton will be the fifth man on Cody Rhodes' team come this Survivor Series.
Well, they didn't they didn't say his name,
Oh, shut the fuck up.
but
But
they did release the match graphic today that has him on it.
yeah,
So
but making that announcement a week before, I think was extremely intelligent. Everybody loves a good surprise. God knows Tony loves to fucking do his fucking surprise, his surprise debuts and shit. Announcing it a week before, I think, was extremely intelligent with the environment right now. There are way too many people that are on the train of thinking that CM Punk is showing up next Saturday. So what this is doing by saying Randy will be there Saturday, this is number one, telling a lot of people, okay, they're not going to waste Randy return by overshadowing it with CM Punk. So anybody who thinks CM Punk is now sitting there going, okay, we don't think CM Punk's coming anymore. Or the people that think that CM Punk is going to be there, at least they're not going to be too upset anymore because there's Randy,
well,
Or if CM Punk is going to be there, people aren't going to expect it anymore because Randy's going to be there. So it's going to be an extra big surprise. No matter what, announcing it the week before was the right thing to do.
yeah, well, I mean, otherwise you're gonna get a Royal Rumble Daniel Bryan spot all over again. The whole night will just be CM Punk. People will shit on that War Games match, which is going to be phenomenal.
It is going to be phenomenal.
But I like that Randy's on the team because like the story is there. He's got history with everybody in that match, his partners and his enemies, right? Like,
can you explain something to me?
Sorry, his partners. Sorry, he's got history with.
Can you explain something to me? I'm a little behind on the product. How does Drew McIntyre fit into this? When did he become? When did he become aligned with the
he did a heel turn and it looked like him and Rhea Ripley had like struck some sort of an agreement. It was a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Okay.
He's not like in Judgment Day. He's just working with them.
Okay. All right. I'm a few weeks behind, and when I saw that he was on their team, I got very confused.
Well, but that's just another layer for Randy, right? Like people forget during the pandemic era, Randy and Drew had a great rivalry.
100%. They had a great feud. I love it.
Randy's got history with the Bloodline with Jey Uso. He's got history with Seth Rollins, big time. That RKO no one will ever forget. And of course, he's got history with Cody.
Legacy. And the way Cody brought it about. This man, I have a legacy with.
Mm-hmm. Crowd lost it.
Yeah, it was amazing. Great way to make that announcement. I'm very, very happy with that.
Now, is Randy Orton? The big rumors are that Randy might turn and feud with Cody. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, that you're leading into my next question. I'll answer your question before I ask mine. My thoughts on that are great. Whatever you want to do with Randy, there's no wrong answers at this point.
I don't want to see him turn right now, though.
But
not at Survivor Series. I want to see.
No, I don't want him to turn to Survivor Series.
Like I've heard rumblings that
have him turn around Royal Rumble.
So you do Cody and Randy at Rumble?
I know right now the favored match is Cody and Roman at WrestleMania, but if you were gonna go a different way,
right?
have Randy fuck over Cody at the Royal Rumble, and then have Randy and Cody at WrestleMania. I know the favorite match at WrestleMania is Cody and Roman, but does it have to be?
Well, I mean, if you have The Rock,
I don't know.
if you have The Rock, and then you can prolong Cody and Roman till SummerSlam.
100%. Yeah, it all depends on where they want to go with that. Here's what I want to ask you though. How long does Randy have left? And
I think of
and what do
some
you do with
time.
his remaining time? I'm going to say he's got 2 years left.
I think he's got 4.
If he's got 4, okay.
Yeah, because Randy doesn't work a reckless style. He works a very safe style.
Do you think Randy works a full schedule for 4 straight years?
No. I don't.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't need to.
I wouldn't put him on house shows.
What do you do with Randy for the next 2 to 4 years?
I put him in a big program with Cody.
Does he have any title runs?
No.
Remembering he's a 14-time champion, and he's the only person in running right now who could even touch Cena and Ric Flair. I'm just going to put it out there.
I would not put the belt on him again. I would have him have a pro. I would maybe have him work a program against somebody and win that program, like maybe like a Finn Balor. Or I'm just trying to think of names off the top of my head.
I'm not against him beating Seth, man.
I wouldn't have a problem if he beat Seth for the belt either. But I want to see Randy and Cody have a program together with Cody going over. And then I want to see Randy put Gunter over.
Okay. You got me interested here.
And then I want Randy to win a couple more. I don't want him to be like Cena. And when I say that, we're at a point now where Cena has done so many honors for people. He's really put people over on the way out, and that's the way that you do it.
Sorry, you mean Cena, who's buried everybody? The second biggest barrier next to Triple H. That's Cena.
But it doesn't mean anything to beat Cena now. It doesn't mean anything to beat Brock now. I'd like to see Randy a little bit more protected and be very selective of who he puts over on the way out.
I understand what you're saying. I don't totally agree with you on it doesn't mean anything to beat Brock. I don't agree with that.
Brock's lost to everybody.
It still means something, though.
Did it mean anything when Seth Rollins beat him?
I think so.
I don't think Seth has been any more elevated from that program than what he is.
It's hard to elevate Seth Rollins. When you're the best, man. Seth Rollins.
But he's not the face of the company, so Brock's still a bigger star than Seth. Roman's a bigger star.
Roman is. I don't agree that Brock is.
Who's gonna sell more tickets?
I think right now Seth is number 2 in that company.
From a talent standpoint, absolutely. He's phenomenal in the ring, but Brock's a bigger draw.
Brock wrestles twice a year.
Brock's a bigger draw than Seth. Whether he's wrestling full time.
So Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's the biggest draw of all time.
But you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people that can draw more than Seth right now.
That's what I mean. When Seth beat Brock, it didn't elevate him any higher, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Seth hasn't gone any higher on the card than where he was when he beat Brock. He's still he's still the secondary world champion. I'm
just saying it's hard to elevate a guy that where he is right now. Yeah, well, nobody's gonna. There is a next level. But
he's just not gonna get there.
No one's gonna get there until Roman drops that title. No one usurps Roman. Nobody.
Do you think
there's one person, only one person that even has a chance in hell to usurp that man? And his name is Gunter. Nobody else has a chance, a snowball's chance in hell to take Roman's spot.
Do you think that Roman doing the job to either Gunter or Cody will elevate them to a higher level?
Of course.
I don't know.
Especially Gunter. Gunter for sure. Cody's high enough. Cody's got his Cody's in that danger zone where he was in AEW. Cody's the fans are ready to go all AEW on him and turn on him again.
So how do you get Cody to that next level?
Is there a next level for Cody? Cody may have hit his plateau.
I think Cody's your best chance to get to that next level out of anybody on the roster.
And I think it's Gunther, man.
I think Cody's
just too early. It's just too early. That's all.
Yeah. I think Cody could be the face of the company.
He could be, but Roman has to be gone.
Yeah.
Cody can't be there with Roman. I think Gunther could.
I think Cody could be there with Roman. I just think Roman he's the top dog. Like Roman's number one, Cody's number two. But if they were both working full time, I think Cody could rival number two. No, Cody's a bigger draw than Seth.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think that Cody's got something special about him. Not that Seth
he does.
Like there's something different about Cody than everybody else on the roster.
Yeah.
There's that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I agree with you. I think Seth Rollins is a solid number 2 on the roster. Right now.
I think he's a number 3. I got him at my number 3 spot. I think it goes Roman, Cody, Seth, and then it's tough. Then you've got your Gunters, you've got your Judgment Day.
We're not even talking about Damian Priest here. Damian Priest is holding that Money in the Bank.
Who'd he ever beat?
Can Damian Priest use that Money in the Bank to elevate himself, do you think?
No. And I don't think that Money in the Bank should be done with Roman either.
No, it shouldn't. But do you think, what does Damian Priest beating Seth Rollins do for Damian?
I don't think people look at Damian Priest as a world champion.
So do you think this is just one more waste of this Money in the Bank?
I don't want to call it a waste, but I mean, if I'm being blunt, I do.
So do you think a better use of this is if they were to do, let's say there was a civil war within Judgment Day. There was a match where the Money in the Bank was on the line. Finn Balor becomes Mr. Money in the Bank. Can Finn Balor get back to that plateau, get back to that place that he was?
You want to know what I would like to see happen with this scenario? I would like to see Finn Balor challenge for a world title at the Royal Rumble, whether it's with Roman or whether it's with Seth. I don't care which one. I'd prefer to be Roman. I think Roman would be better.
The match alone is going to be spectacular.
I think, but either way, I would have Finn Balor lose that match.
Yeah, of course.
And then I would have Damian Priest come out after and try to run interference or cash in the Money in the Bank and have a pissed off Finn Balor blow that opportunity for him and have those guys fight at WrestleMania.
Ooh. So for the first time in 2 years, you have somebody who could actually be beating Roman Reigns. He's got Roman Reigns down. He's about to be the first man to pin Roman Reigns in 2 fucking years, and Finn Balor screws it up for him. Mandy, why aren't you writing for this company? I don't give you your flowers often, sir, but you deserve them here.
And then
Holy shit, I fucking love that.
Then you have a hot WrestleMania match.
100%.
Rhea and Dom can be torn in the middle.
But Finn Balor, Damian Priest going to WrestleMania as a hot babyface? That's fucking money.
Yeah, I think
that
we get more
money.
I think we get more out of Damian Priest the babyface than out of Damian Priest the heel.
Take it to WrestleMania, right? Finn Balor's got Judgment Day in his corner. Damian Priest has Bad Bunny in his fucking corner.
Absolutely,
it's fucking money.
You could even you could even spin that into a tag match and do Priest and Bad Bunny against Dominic and Finn.
If you wanted to,
it's there.
Love it. I love everything about it. Yeah.
That's if we don't get the rumored Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul match at WrestleMania.
Fuck that shit.
I don't like that either.
Listen, and I'm not the guy shitting on Logan Paul these days.
Or Bad Bunny for that matter. Bad
Bunny had one of the best pops of 2023 this year. but that match is not for me.
No, I'm with you. I would rather see Logan Paul work LA Knight at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Personally, I would like to see that. I like that Bad Bunny idea, or have him and Ray against Dominic and somebody, like whatever. I'm fine with that too. But
so I have a cool little quiz for you, but if there's any, and then I want to go into the list.
Yeah, what is our list? We didn't even talk about the list this week.
Well, if they clicked on the link, they know what it is.
It's just good to say, all right? It's good to say out loud.
We are doing, in my estimation, and I'm really gonna throw this home tonight. This is my choices for the top 7 Survivor Series pay-per-views.
And I'm still gonna yell at you for your choices.
Here's the thing, that the reason I'm saying this so adamantly this week, more than any other week, is because you and I have done this in the past, and I want to keep doing it, where you and I get together. We've done this for WrestleMania, where we get together and we made our top WrestleMania list, right? We did it. We amalgamated together and made one.
Yeah, and you know what? We barely fought over that list.
And well, there was some fighting,
but barely though. It was only over
barely. Not nearly as much as there could have been. And I want to continue to do that with all the big 4. So we are going to have another list like this one day, where you and I get together and do a Survivor Series list. So it's so important that I say this is not a counted out list. This is my list. This is what I consider to be the top 7 Survivor Series pay-per-views based on the card. Obviously, like, it has to be a great card, great matches. It has to have a great crowd. It has to have a big pay-per-view feel to it. Those are things I'm basing it on.
Well, you sent me 10 pay-per-views earlier today, just because we've had a busy week. It's just for me to do some prep, which I didn't have time to do any prep because I didn't get home till so late. However, how dare you?
I did forget. Don't tell anything that you think I forgot.
I'm not going to say anything.
There's one on the list that I forgot to put in the 10.
I'm just going to say, how dare you not put my guilty pleasure Survivor Series on the card? That's all I'm going to say. Because it's my guilty pleasure. How dare you for not knowing? How dare you for not knowing my guilty pleasure is not even on the my. Do you know how hard it was to keep my guilty pleasure off the list? I said
my guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure was this close to being number 7. This fucking close.
I said, how dare you not have my guilty pleasure?
Before we get to the list, do you have any wrestling you want to talk about? Because I have a little quiz thing for you that I want to do, but I want to test your knowledge. But before we do that, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, AEW had a pay-per-view on the weekend, so we can talk about that.
You know what? They're goddamn right. They did. I didn't get to watch.
I almost forgot about it. We talked about it at the top of the show. I almost forgot about it.
I didn't get to watch a whole lot of it. I'm going to sit down and watch the rest of it soon. But that main event, man,
I've not seen it yet.
Fucking phenomenal. It was 100% old school vibes. Number one, MJF totally playing the Bret Hart card. All right, he's doing the old Bret Hart angle that Bret's done. What Bret did at the Royal Rumble, Bret did it at the Survivor Series, Bret did it at WrestleMania. Bret loves to do that spot where he gets his ass kicked in the beginning of a show and then comes limping out for a main event and still wins. Bret loved that fucking spot. MJF did that spot and it was fucking gold. He got his ass kicked by the Gun Club in the pre-show. Then he comes out. And this is another reason why it felt a little old school, because we went back to 1998, man. It got some Stone Cold Steve Austin vibes. He drives the fucking ambulance out, gets out, fucking then he starts limping to the fucking ring. Phenomenal.
I enjoyed Britt Baker during this. Did you see her tweet she put out?
No.
So Adam Cole was going to step in and do the match, right? That's the gimmick they're doing.
Yes, that was part of the gimmick, yeah.
Britt Baker hits up Twitter and goes, "Are you kidding me? Adam told me that he can't load the dishwasher because he can't stand on his foot for too long."
Now that part, tweet. If I'm being nitpicky, that part was stupid. That part didn't make sense.
Yeah, why would Tony Khan get allowed?
You're going to replace a guy who's not cleared with a guy who's not cleared. That part doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah,
but if you just want to suspend all disbelief, It was fun. It was a great story. I really enjoyed it. I'm telling you right now, I have a feeling during our end of the year, when we start talking about our favorite things, MJF is going to come up a lot.
I mean,
MJF has been doing. I'm late to the MJF party. I know there's people who've been talking about MJF now for 5-6 years about being the next fucking, the next coming of Jesus Christ as far as wrestling is concerned. I liked him and I enjoyed what he was doing, but I didn't. His heel stuff just didn't work for me personally. At the level that it did with other people. The stuff he's done for the last year with AEW, the Adam Cole stuff, it's fucking genius. It's amazing stuff.
I think ever since his stuff with Punk, in all honesty, is where he really turned the corner. That Punk feud was really good, but in ring, he's really taken it to another level.
And I was never a big fan of his in ring work in the beginning.
I think I came around to his in ring work sooner than you did. Yes, you did.
And
I've been very open about MJF on this show. I was never a fan of the cheap heat. I just thought he was better than that. We've talked about it a million times. However, I will say,
and I disagreed with you. I said he wasn't better than that. I said that's all he got. When you lose the cheap heat, he's got nothing. Well, you proved me wrong, man, because he lost the cheap heat. He's doing this shit with. How the fuck can you be as big as you are and you get the kangaroo kick over?
And
you know what I mean?
And a double clothesline.
But no, right? He is one of the best things in professional wrestling right now.
He knows how to tell a story, and I'll be fully transparent here. I know in a couple of weeks we're going to talk about this stuff, but he's going to be hard to beat for my wrestler of the year. The list of matches he's had this year.
If you told me a year ago that I was even considering MJF for my wrestler of the year, I'd call you a fucking liar.
Yeah,
but it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue right now.
He's had phenomenal matches this year. Phenomenal matches, phenomenal work all around. Tip the cap where it's due. He's our scumbag, right?
So I have something to ask you about. It's apparently a very controversial thing. It's 50-50 split apparently among the wrestling community. You either fucking love it or you think it's stupid. I'm on the stupid side. I want to know where you are. So I have not watched the full match, but apparently Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland had a very good match.
I've heard that.
However, there's a spot in this match where Hangman Page literally drinks the blood from Swerve Strickland's face.
Have you seen the spot?
Yes, I have. And then he does like the fucking Triple H fucking
the Muda miss
with the blood. Yeah. I'm in the camp of I don't like it. I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid. I think it's an unneeded thing in today's professional wrestling. It's dangerous. It's disgusting. It's not something that needs to be happening. Am I being, I'm probably coming off as an old Karen or something, but that's just how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
I wouldn't say you're coming off as an old Karen. Like, it is disgusting. I really don't care either way. Whatever. It's not a spot. I don't think it was planned. I feel like it was just a spur of the moment thing that happened, and I don't care either way about it.
Okay, that's fair.
I didn't think it was cool. I didn't think it was stupid. I just it was fucking gross. Like, you know, it's not my cup of tea. But I mean, I've seen a lot worse before. Like, there's no difference between somebody doing that than, taking blood and smearing it on their face like we've seen before. I've seen people lick blood before. I watched Jerry Lynn write the word "die" on Steve Corino's chest with blood. That was badass.
That's different. You're not putting yourself at risk doing that. You know what I mean?
These guys,
I don't know.
They're wrestlers. They're super.
I don't know if I don't know if the pandemic has just made me into a queasy little bitch. But things like that just really.
I mean, what's really like, I get it. That's more extreme, like obviously physically putting that in your mouth. But when you're in a match and both guys are gushing like that, it's going in your mouth regardless. Like another person, not to that extent, obviously, but you're mixing blood. People's blood are in your mouth. Like there's no way that it's not happening. Like, I would rather watch that spot happen 10 times over than a lot of deathmatch shit. I've like, you know what I mean? Like for me, I would
Well,
rather.
that's what's making me laugh because I'm seeing these fucking marks on the internet fucking gushing over this match. Oh, that was so fucking great. But those are the same people that shit on the fucking light tube spots in GCW.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like I would
is there
rather.
really a fucking difference? Shut
I'd
your
ra-
fucking
I'd
face.
rather see somebody like get hit by a light tube than drink the blood. But like, there's a lot of stuff like in the extreme death matches that I would rather watch somebody drink blood than.
Oh, and
Does
I'm the
that, does
same
that
way.
make
And you
sense?
guess it 100% it makes sense because I enjoy death matches as much as the next Danny franchise. But there are limits even for me where I'm like, okay, that's too fucking much. For me, this was not deathmatch wrestling. You can call it a Texas death match all you want. That wasn't a Texas death match.
Yeah,
You
that was
you you
Texas death
can
match. Did they do
you
not do?
you 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 can put the deathmatch fucking logo on it all you want. It's
No, there,
not. It's still. It's that's where my limitations are as
there's a
far as
different like there's a
main
difference
stage
between
wrestling.
a
I
Texas
know.
death
I
match
know.
and a death match. So
Yeah, I hate Texas deathmatch.
me too. They're one of my least favorite matches. That's probably why I haven't watched that match yet. I don't like watching somebody get pinned 10 times.
Was exactly. Was there anything else on this pay per view that drew your attention?
I thought it was fun to see Sting and Adam Copeland Edge team up together.
Yeah,
That's fun.
I liked his little face paint he did. That was cool.
Yeah, I mean, and that was you could tell that meant a lot to him because he was a Sting guy growing up, so that was cool for him.
I didn't watch the match. Did he get his hands on Christian?
I didn't watch it either. I haven't
Okay.
got to see any of the pay per view yet. The last week between Mia getting surgery, who by the way, update on Mia the cat, she is doing phenomenal.
I
Um,
meant to tell you, do you know that I've gotten no less than 3 personal texts of people telling me to tell you that they're thinking of me of the cat.
I appreciate that, everybody. I received a few messages last week too. That means the world to me. And Mia is doing wonderful. She is almost completely back to normal, which is fantastic. Scary stuff, but yeah. I mean, I don't remember what we were talking about before that. Edge.
I was just asking you what you, yeah, we were talking about Edge. Yeah.
Um, I don't know if he got his hands on Christian. I didn't get to watch the match. I think that they're telling a great story still. Edge, Christian, all that group. I like that. I'm
Yeah.
more wondering where we're going with Sting now.
Oh, he's only got like a month left, right?
Couple months,
Or
yeah.
2 months left. Yeah.
He's going into the new year, right?
Have they announced what his last match is yet?
No, that's what I'm
No.
wondering. Where does it go? Are we going to see a Ric Flair
Well,
heel turn on him?
they've brought Ric Flair into the mix now. They could keep Copeland and Christian in the mix. I wouldn't be surprised even one bit if Jeff Jarrett gets involved.
Well, did you see that little clip that they put out?
No.
Um, they filmed a backstage thing on AEW social media. It was never on TV as far as I know. It's just on like their Instagram or whatever. And it was Jerry Lynn talking to Ric Flair, and Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal walked out and kind of gave him like a fuck you laugh, like like we beat your ass. Like
Yeah.
so they were teasing that last match thing again. I I think Ric Flair's got to turn on Sting. I don't think they should have a one-on-one match by any means.
No.
I don't even think Flair needs to have a match, but Flair has to turn on Sting again, right?
You hear what he said in an interview like a couple days ago?
No.
He says he shows up to every show
Oh,
with
the blade.
with a blade on his fingers.
I love
Because
it.
I'm always ready, brother. I'm always ready. I'm like,
He's a fucking
Jesus
nut.
Christ, kid.
He's a
He's a
nut.
carny, man.
Flair Flair has to turn on Sting again. It
I
has
mean,
to happen.
I'm not against it, but then what do you do?
You have Flair manage.
What is it? Is it? You're not going to talk him out of fucking wrestling. It's
So
happened.
then 6-man tag, Flair and
6 man
FTR.
tag.
Flair and FTR against Sting, Darby, and somebody.
It'll be Copeland.
Sure. That'd be
Yeah.
great. And Copeland's good buddies with FTR. Like, or you put Christian in there, make it an 8-man, whatever.
Yeah.
Bring Muda back.
No.
Fuck.
Either way, I don't really give a fuck. I'm not going to be clamoring to watch it by any means. I really
I just think it would be incredible to have Ric Flair turn on Sting again. Like, that's just because he's done it a million times, and that's just so Sting to be like, oh, my good buddy Rick's here. Oh, fuck, he just punched me. Just punch me in the dick again.
I'll make sure Van Landen's in the crowd.
Yeah, Van Landen, who is this generation Sting with everybody turning on him. But I mean, you go back to like that fantastic Ole promo where they kick him out of the Horseman, Halloween Havoc 95. Like, oh man, it's just I need to see it. Ric Flair heel turn on Sting.
Before we get to the list, I have a cool little. Every once in a while, I like to test your.
Wait,
your
I have one more.
intellect.
I have one more thing I want to talk about.
What do you want?
Samoa Joe just dropped the TV title on the ground. What do you think of that?
Oh, that was like 3 weeks ago.
Well, we haven't talked about it.
I didn't care. I didn't care about it then. I don't care about it now. I think it's stupid.
All right. Well, there we go.
Well, you think it's stupid too, don't you?
I'm not a fan at all. He's the longest reigning television champion in Ring of Honor history now, even though it's different. It's still. I mean, why couldn't he just hold on to the belt and challenge MJF? All right. That's where we are.
Sorry, you froze on me for just a second.
Oh, well, that was an awkward pause that I refused to edit out. So let's hear your quiz here. What do we got?
All right. So here's the thing. I was thinking today, I was very surprised by this number, and I wanted to see if you can guess the number. Do you know how close? Do you know how many times in history the WWF WWE Championship has been vacated?
Vacated? Like the World Championship, like
the World Championship,
like not like these spin-off ones, right? Like we're talking the OG one that goes back to the Bruno time.
I mean, I'm not counting. I think I'm only counting WWF. I don't know if my research went as far back as WWF.
Well, the first time that it was ever vacated. Now, are we talking about like little like Inoki beats Bob Backlund and they had a hold up for the belt and another match? No, okay,
no,
so
a real vacate.
So the first time
they vacated it, and then shortly in the future they had to figure out a way to get a new champion.
So do you have like all the instances of it in front of you?
I do.
Okay, so is the first time
now,
that it
I am trusting that the source I brought up is correct. I did not go deeper than looking into this one source, so I'm trusting into this one source. But yes, I have it.
So is the first time that this happened WrestleMania 4? Is that the first time the title was vacated?
1988, yes, sir.
Okay. And then the next time after that would be for Royal Rumble 92, right?
Yeah. So technically in
91. Yeah. Tuesday in Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. So I got to go through some champions in my head here, so I got to work this one out as I go. So then we go through the Brett era, we go through the Michaels, we go through the Diesels. None of the Brett never dropped it. No. So I would say the next time that it was forfeited after that was for Survivor Series Deadly Game.
You're missing one before then. You said the guy's name.
Oh fuck. It was held up at Shawn Michaels lost his smile.
Shawn lost his smile, yeah.
And then it would be Survivor Series Deadly Game.
And then it was I believe it was what was that in your house? Was it Breakdown?
Breakdown in Hamilton, yeah.
Yeah. With they did the double pin, yeah.
Yeah, and then they did Kane versus Taker at Judgment Day, which led into Deadly Games.
Exactly.
Ooh, now
so far you're doing really good, man. I'm gonna give you the number since you didn't decide to guess it, but the number is only a surprising 11 times.
11, fuck.
11 times in history. You've gotten 4 of them so far. I'm very impressed.
Now I gotta really buckle down and start thinking here.
Okay.
98,
I can give little hints here and there. So tell me when and if you want some hints.
Are we out of the Attitude Era for the next one, or are we still in
No, we are not. We're still in the Attitude Era.
So then Rock, Foley. Was there something with Rock and Foley where it got held up at all?
No.
No, Foley won it, and then Rock won it. Then we get to Austin. That's WrestleMania. That's the Unforgiven 6-pack challenge was for the Vince won the belt and relinquished
There you
it.
go. I was waiting for that name, Vince. Yes, sir.
So that takes us to 99.
Yeah.
Then we're in the Triple H era now. So then we're into 2000s. Triple H did not relinquish it. It went back and forth with The Rock for a bit. I feel like there could have been a holdup in there with Triple H and The Rock, but nothing's coming to mind. So I'm going to say no. Where are we at WrestleMania wise here? I'm none of that like unification stuff with the invasion counts, right? Because there was champions the whole way through.
I will give you one hint. The last one we talked about was 99. It's several years to the next one, like almost 10 years.
Yeah,
almost.
So this is where I get wonky with stuff because I drink a lot during this time period and I wasn't watching as regularly. So I'm at what? I have 5 or 6 out of the 11.
You're at 5 right now. You're 5-0. You're doing well.
So we're into like the John Cena era then.
Yes, sir.
Which fucked me. Like that guy was dropping the title all the time. I don't know the next couple. I know the next one I can think of, and I know I'm not like I'm too far ahead is Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton.
Oh yeah, you're way too far ahead.
Yeah, and
all right.
The Cena era I'm gonna need some help with.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out because doing this might help you fill in some blanks in between.
Yeah.
So the next one after Vince in 1999 wasn't until October of 2007 where
Randy
John Cena legit tore his pectoral muscle,
and then Randy beat Triple H,
and it was basically rewarded that Randy was not.
Triple H. No, Triple H beat somebody.
No, it was given to Randy. It was given to Randy, and then Randy defended against Triple H.
Was it given to Randy? I thought Triple H won it and lost it to Randy, but that sounds about right. That was at No Mercy, is all I know.
Yes, sir.
And then
you're only going. I'm going to give you the year. I want to see if you can guess who and why it was vacated.
Okay.
We're skipping 2 years. We're going to June of 2009.
June of 2009. What's going on in June? What was the WrestleMania that year? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Oh fuck, not off the top of my head.
WrestleMania 2009. I just need to get a ballpark of of where we are in that year because these years always okay. I'm gonna just Google WrestleMania 2009 and then I'll have a better idea where we are. WrestleMania 2009. That was WrestleMania 25. So Triple H beats Orton at that WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And then Orton, I think it might have something to do with Cena again.
No.
I don't know.
Strangely enough, a little bit of trivia for you. Only one man in this list has vacated it twice. Only one person. And it's not John Cena.
I don't know.
So this happened to the Animal Batista.
Oh, that
when he injured his bicep in 2009.
No, that was the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, I'm looking at a picture of him holding the fucking spinner belt. So
did he vacate it? He vacated both belts then because he vacated that belt after he won it at WrestleMania. He vacated a belt for his tricep.
Right here. This was his very first WWE Championship reign, and then he tore his biceps shortly thereafter.
I don't remember that. I remember him tearing his bicep.
Where he won the title against Randy in a steel cage match at Extreme Rules.
No shit, I have no memory of any of this at all.
Yeah,
I remember him tearing his tricep when he dropped the first World Heavyweight Championship after he won it at WrestleMania 21. And then Kurt won it, but that's a different belt. No, I don't remember any of that. I know.
The next one we're jumping a few years, and it's one that you've already mentioned.
The Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan one.
Oh, sorry. No, it's not one you've already mentioned. I apologize. There's one before that.
Oh, see
Somebody
it. Oh no, that was the
there.
world
Yeah,
heavy.
go for it. Go for it.
Was CM
Say it.
Punk?
Yes, sir. That was WWE title.
Who did
Yep.
he? Who did he vacate it
John,
to?
John, um, who did he vacate it to? Rey Mysterio beat the Miz in the tournament for it.
Oh, that's right. Money in the Bank. Fuck.
Yeah.
I forgot that because Punk just came back and they had double championships. Yeah. Then it would be Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan.
Then it's Triple H stripping Daniel Bryan of it.
Yeah. And then Randy and them fought at Hell in a Cell for the belt with Shawn turning on him. I want to say that the next one was it was the Survivor Series tournament that Roman won, but I don't remember who vacated the belt.
No. The next one is Bryan again. Bryan's the only man to vacate it twice. This is when he hurt his neck.
Oh, because that was unified title. Yeah. I just pictured him with the big gold belt for some reason.
No, the picture I have in front of me is the he's wearing the big gold around his waist, and he's got
And then I forgot that. His wrist. That's fair. And that Royal Rumble I'm thinking of what was for the title, not for the vacant title. Survivor Series though.
And then the most recent one was in 2015. Do you know who it was?
That was where they crowned the new winner at Survivor Series, was it not?
Who was the title was taken off of?
They did the 4-man tournament. I would assume Roman got stripped.
No, it was Roman. It was Roman who won the Survivor Series.
I know Roman won it, but I feel like it was like Seth Rollins got hurt.
It was Seth Rollins.
Yes. That was the last time.
You didn't guess the last time.
Yeah, I did.
You did pretty fucking good, man. I'm actually quite impressed. I would have done
those like late 2000s, like mid 2000, like 10s. Like I get really confused on because it was like Cena Orton. Like Batista. Like that was some confusing times. But all the stuff from the 80s and more recent, I think I was all right with.
Yeah, no, I'm very impressed.
Yay me! I'm smart.
That was my little bit of fun this week. I like those little brain teasers. I think it's good for you and for the listeners. So
I was struggling on some of those.
That's good.
I would have never got that Batista one. I literally have no memory of it at all. Like not one memory of Batista forfeiting that title.
That's fine. You know, that's because he wasn't in a wheelchair.
That was the best Batista.
Yeah, that was one of the best things ever. All right, let's fill some drinks and get our list on.
All right, that means I will pause without editing because I'm so good. Now, before we get to your list, there is one actually thing that we didn't talk about that we probably should.
Okay.
And that was the big reveal that Will Ospreay has signed with AEW. Thoughts?
Good for everybody involved, man. Good for him. That's where he chooses to spotlight his talent. Then great. I feel like he's going to get bored after a bit. I don't know. I don't think they have enough to keep him going. I don't know. To be told, I'm excited to see what he's going to do. I've gained a little bit of respect for him to be able to come out and be like, hey, I'm going to sign this contract with you, but you're letting me honor my dates with New Japan. Because both you and I figured it couldn't have been Will Ospreay because we know he's contracted through February. I guarantee that if he decided just to say Japan, no, I'm not doing this, Japan would have let him walk. But he's a man of his word. He proved himself as a little bit better person than I even thought he was. So good on him for that. Hopefully he can do some stuff that makes me want to watch AEW some more. Every time a big name goes to AEW, it's a good thing because AEW has to really, in my private life, AEW's got to work for my attention. AEW is not somebody I'm raring for all the time. So every time something interesting happens like that, that's a good thing because I want to be interested in AEW. So, good. There's a lot of, I can think of a handful of matches that I'm excited to see in the future.
What's one off the top of your head? Just give me one that you think like that this is a banger.
Will Ospreay and Adam Copeland. I know people are gonna be like,
Interesting.
are you fucking kidding me? They have two different styles. Adam's getting older. I think Will could have a really good match and show some of the skill level that Adam can still kind of have. You know, here's a question for you before we move on.
Before that, mine is Andrade. I'd like to see him in Andrade.
Oh yeah, that's great. Do you think it was the right move on Impact's part to let Will go over Josh Alexander and then having Josh Alexander or now having Will Ospreay move on? He's going to go work for a different company.
Yes.
Do you think it was the right move to have him go over two of their best wrestlers?
Yeah, 100%. Because it's not about Josh and it's not about Speedball. Speedball is the Chris Jericho of Impact Wrestling. He can lose every match. It does not hurt him. He is invincible as far as I'm concerned because he's so good. And Josh, they're kind of telling like a bit of a struggling since coming back from injury, right? Didn't Macklin beat him? Shelley beat him, right? I don't know if Macklin beat him actually. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I don't think Macklin beat him, but it doesn't matter. No, but Shelley beat him. He's doing this tag team thing right now, which I don't know if you've seen the stuff he's doing with Eric Young right now, but I'm loving their tag team.
What
the match they had out in the UK was phenomenal.
What I do love about it is that why I think it was a smart move is because it just strengthens their relationship with New Japan, which I think is more important than Josh taking an L. Right?
All right.
It shows New Japan that you can trust us now with your talent.
Yeah.
Because there is still a nasty taste in people's mouth about Okada.
Yeah.
And maybe not for us fans anymore, but on New Japan side, definitely was. Now we're seeing multiverse pay-per-views. We've seen Tanahashi over here. You got Will Ospreay getting spotlighted properly. I think it's a smart business move.
That's good. I just don't want to see guys like that being taken advantage of. And I'm not saying that that's what happened in this case, but it's really easy for, a big star like a Will Ospreay to come over. Hey, I'm just going to come in and beat all your guys.
No,
I don't want that for Impact.
Will Ospreay's got a tremendous amount of respect for Impact too. I don't think he would do that. He really showed a lot of respect to Impact.
The two guys who have showed that the most in the last few months are Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr.
100%. But beating Speedball or Josh, both those guys can afford to take a loss. They're made men. You know what I mean? Josh went undefeated for almost 2 years. Like, they're made men.
Made men in Impact or made men in general? Because remember,
in Impact,
Speedball has less than a year left on his contract. If he wants to not resign and go elsewhere in a year, does it hurt him to have all these losses?
It doesn't matter. It's a work.
You don't think so?
No,
I know that. You know that, but there's a lot of fucking marks out there, bud.
Who gives a fuck about the marks? It's the people that are going to pay his contract, right? If Triple H sees his work and is like, fucking this guy's going.
Did anybody tell Ole Anderson that?
Well,
because he was right pissed when fucking Flair lost to Perfect.
Oh, fucking Ole Anderson. That guy's a piece of work on his own.
If you want to know how much of a piece of work he is, go listen to our C.W. Anderson show.
That's by the way, C.W. Anderson teaming up with Brock Anderson to face Devon's kids is pretty cool.
Where and when and why? What?
WrestleCade. CW and Brock.
Shit.
CW and Brock.
I should have known.
Managed by Arn as well.
I love that. Yeah, WrestleCade. He's got a lot to do with the WrestleCade guys.
Yeah, I love that. It's gonna be a good time.
All right, brother. Do you want to talk about some Survivor Series? That is the reason for the season. I believe Survivor Series is coming up this Saturday.
I said, "Are you ready for the Survivor Series?" I love the WrestleMania song is started by "Are you ready for the?"
Yeah, right, Series? Right. Love it. Wasn't that Linda McMahon's theme song for a bit?
Yeah, theme song of the year, #1 with a bullet.
Yeah. Fucking love that shit. All right, man. Let's start off. We are doing the top 7 Survivor Series pay-per-views as a whole. All the matches together to make one great pay-per-view. We could only do 7, so here we go. We're going to start with maybe a controversial pick, because I don't think a lot of people, when I research other people's lists, This wasn't on there. But I'm a sucker for a one night tournament, baby. I love me a good tournament. I love me the king of the old king of the rings, and I love me some deadly games. We're going to 1998 for the Survivor Series.
This one is a pass for me. Not a hard
Okay.
pass. I thought the booking of this was phenomenal.
It was, and that's why it's on my list. It's not just because I like a tournament. The tournament was okay. It's not, it may not even make my top 7 tournaments. It was the tournament was okay. It's the booking. The story was fantastic.
I just like, to me, there was not really any great matches on this pay-per-view. There was
the main event was
really
the
well
main event
booked.
was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
the
good.
main event was good. The
Austin and
Taker Kane
Foley.
match.
Oh, that match put me to sleep.
Okay, I liked it.
I thought Mick Foley.
Stone Cold and Big Boss Man was just, I know it was like a 3-minute match, but I liked how it added to the story.
It told the story 100%. You know, you said
Yeah.
MJF doing the Stone Cold thing. Well, there he was doing it here, right? I thought Mick Foley was the star of this pay-per-view. He had
He was.
He had
Yes,
great
he was.
matches. You know, they recreated the screw job. It was a good heel turn for The Rock, but I'll have to see what's not on your list before I can judge if the Deadly Games should be on your list.
All right. Well, moving on to my number 6, we're going quite a bit in the future. We're going almost 10 years into the future to 2007.
2007 Survivor Series. Let me pull this up here.
If you need me to break this down a bit, you know that when you're opening,
that's a good Survivor Series.
When you're opening with a triple threat match between CM Punk, John Morrison, and The Miz, you're in for a good fucking night.
Not to be fair, this was before The Miz was awesome.
Was he still doing his fucking chick magnet bullshit?
Yeah, he was doing the tag team with Morrison. It was like It was like right. Yeah, at the tail end of that, he was still kind of chick magnet. This was the beginning of his tag team with Morrison.
Yeah. I think a very underrated match. Because I think it was really good. Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch versus Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly. I loved the story that they were telling with Rhodes and Holly back then, where Rhodes was green around the gills. He was coming in, and you know he was kind of under the wing of Hardcore Holly. And Hardcore Holly, if you want to train under Hardcore Holly, you're gonna fucking, I got an idea. Like,
put the belt on me.
Yeah, you're gonna get your ass kicked. I liked that story. And Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch, they're a hell of a fucking team back then, man.
They were a good team.
But if we want to get into the reasons why this is one of my favorite Survivor Series, you got to go to the two co-mains.
Yeah,
Randy Orton versus Shawn Michaels.
This was the match where Sweet Chin Music was banned from the match.
Yes.
The finish was great, where Shawn went to pull the trigger on Sweet Chin and stopped himself and got hit by an RKO.
Exactly. Beautiful fucking match, told by two of the greatest storytellers of that generation. If Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest all-round superstars of all time, Randy's on his fucking heels. Randy's not far behind.
Randy's phenomenal in every way. He really is.
But you want to talk about great storytellers, you got to talk about The Undertaker and one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches of all time. This Hell in a Cell match against Batista was fucking phenomenal.
It really is fantastic.
Moving on to my number 5.
I don't know if this one makes my list either. I'll have to see what else we got here.
You don't know if that one was in your list?
It might be a 7 spot. It might be a 7 spot. I just like, for me, like Survivor Series, a big thing for me. It's the Survivor Series matches. So like, I'm a traditionalist, you know.
Well, you should be happy with this. Maybe not with the placement, but you'll be happy it's on my list. We're gonna jump back a minute because I know you love yourself some Ruthless Aggression.
I do.
You love yourself some early 2000s. I know you do. So we're gonna go to 2003, the one I know you thought I wasn't gonna put on the list.
That's a good Survivor Series.
This is a great Survivor Series. When you put it on paper, before you go back and like rewatch it and shit, you're like, Goldberg and Triple H, fuck this shit. It wasn't horrible.
No, it wasn't great either. Triple H was hurt at this time, right?
like on paper, this pay-per-view is not great on paper. You got Goldberg and Triple H. You got Mr. McMahon and the Undertaker. You
That
got
match is crazy.
you got the Basham brothers versus Los Guerreros. That match is way better than that had any right being.
100%. Those are four good workers,
Kane,
man.
Kane versus Shane McMahon. It was great. The
Yeah.
ambulance match, phenomenal. Molly Holly versus Lita.
Yeah.
We're in sort of a dark age for women's wrestling, but they did the best they could with what they had. Then you have two Survivor Series elimination matches, and I'm going to say that they were probably two of the best matches of this era of wrestling.
Yeah.
Two of the best Survivor Series matches of this era of wrestling. Let's start with Team Angle versus Team Lesnar.
Let's start with the rap of John Cena. This main
Right.
event's ass backwards. The main event's first. So yes, let's go, John Cena.
Brock comes out with the worst team he possibly could have.
Yeah, but they looked so awesome together.
Exactly.
Like
not a single man other than Brock, and not a single man in that ring can wrestle.
no, Matt
But
Morgan can go.
You know what?
You know what? A-Train
I got to give A-Train his flowers. I got to give A-Train.
That's your saying of the night, eh?
I know I've said that several times tonight. I know. I'm just realizing that I got to give some respect to A-Train. I mean, hell, he's the man responsible for training the NXT comeuppance these days. So he must be he must be good somehow.
Other than Nathan Jones, this is a pretty solid squad.
You giving Matt Morgan respect a little too much for me. I don't think Matt Morgan was ever very good.
He's a good hand. He wasn't bad.
But you have this big fucking team, all these big motherfuckers. But that Kurt's team, they're the tough team. They're the toughest fucking people in that locker room, except for maybe Cena. You know, and Cena's massive, but I wouldn't call him tough by any means. Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, John Cena, Hardcore Holly, and Bradshaw. Like, the only man who could beat this team is Joey Styles.
That's fair. That's a big pop on my part. You got me on that one.
This is the toughest team versus the biggest team. This is phenomenal. And it was a fun fucking match. Was it not?
Not as fun as the next one, though.
This is... Have we done the top 7 greatest Survivor Series elimination matches? Have we done that?
No, but this is in the top 3, I think.
This is top 3. This is top 3 hands down.
Yeah.
I don't think this cannot be top 3. We're doing Team Bischoff versus Team Austin in 2003, where I want to say Stone Cold Steve Austin was the co-GM.
Yeah, it was, and it was if Austin loses, he's fired, right?
Yeah, right. What a team, man. Let's start with Team Bischoff. You got Chris Jericho, Christian, Randy Orton, Scott Steiner, and Mark Henry. Solid
team.
And then they look on the outside of the ring. You got Bischoff, Stacy Keibler, and Theodore Long. Then you got Austin.
Solid Stacy Keibler.
Austin puts together a hell of a team. He's got the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Rob Van Dam, Booker T, and the Dudley Boys. That's fucking nuts.
You know what else is nuts? Is that we've interviewed 2 people in this match on our show.
I love that. Wait. Oh, yeah.
Involved with this match. There you
go. Yeah. Eric Bischoff and Devon Dudley.
That is correct.
I don't think I had him. I think in 2003 watching this, I didn't expect Bischoff's team to win.
Here did I.
You know, I thought Austin still had some gas in the tank. I thought he was going to go do some stuff. So to see them lose that was really good. It was a swerve for me personally. I love this. Does this make your list, and where does it fall?
This pay-per-view would be on my list. I don't know where, but it would be on my list. Just for that match alone. You know what I mean? Like this Shawn Michaels. Let's talk about. I talked about this with Jonah and Van Landen a couple weeks ago. Shawn Michaels, this is one of the greatest performances of his entire career in this match.
And that's fucking saying something.
He hits a gusher in this match. This is one of the bloodiest WWE pay-per-views of all time because Sean hits
I never thought about that. Yeah, you're right.
Sean hits a massive gusher, and then the very next match, Vince hits a gusher that made Sean's look like a paper cut. Like,
right.
Yeah, this is a good pay-per-view. And if you have not watched this Survivor Series match with Team Bischoff and Team Austin, watch it.
And that match, you and I discussed off air how much both of us mutually we have a disdain for the American Badass character. This was the last show we ever saw the American Badass character. So that's why it's a great pay-per-view alone. Yeah,
now he's back.
Yeah. But he's not really. We don't have to see him every week.
That's
but fair. We don't have to. What I mean is, we don't have to see him every week, right?
Great song.
It was a great song. Which one? Because I prefer Roland to American Badass.
I like Kid Rock. Give me that. I'm a Limp Bizkit guy. Like I love Roland.
I'm a big Limp Bizkit fan.
Me too. Seen him in concert twice, but I thought American Badass was a better theme for Taker. No, that's not true. They're both good. I can't pick
I think Roland's better.
Roland was more fun, but American Badass is just fucking badass. Like that's a fucking tune.
I don't know how you're gonna feel about my number 4.
Yeah, I don't like most of your list most weeks, so probably par for the course.
We are going very current with my number 4.
All right, what do you got?
We're going exactly 1 year ago to 2022.
I don't have a problem with this.
One of my personal favorite War Games matches of all time.
Yeah, I mean, this is hard to argue. This pay-per-view was phenomenal from top to bottom.
We got 2 War Games matches on this show, and they were both fantastic. They opened with the women's War Games match that was great.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great match. Yeah. Team Bianca versus Team Damage Control. Bianca had Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Kim, and Becky Lynch on her side, where Damage Control, of course, is Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and then they had Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley with them.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenally done match. I can't remember. Was this the first women's War Game match?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they've done them in NXT before.
Oh, okay.
This was the first time War Games made it to the main roster, though. Like, period.
Yeah. This is the first time they had it on Survivor Series, right?
Yeah.
And it seems to me that I think that's going to be a thing now.
Yes.
And of course you have AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, which those 2 guys get in the ring, they can't do anything bad. They just can't. They're 2 of the best
fantastic
of the last 20 years. I enjoyed Ronda versus Shotzi for what it was.
Yeah.
It was very short. It was what it was. Can I admit something to you? I don't think I've ever said this on the show before, and I want to see your thoughts on it.
Yes.
I'm not an Austin Theory fan.
Not huge either. He's like I'm not a fan of his work. I don't think he's bad at all. He just doesn't do it for me.
Austin Theory wins in a triple threat match between himself, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley for the US title. And it was just okay for me. This match is probably my least favorite on the card.
Yeah, that's fair.
But then, man, I'm not saying it's my favorite because I'd really have to go and do research, but it's definitely in the top 3. The Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes in a War Games match is fucking money.
I mean, in my opinion, nothing beats the original War Games match of all time, but this was phenomenal storytelling.
Yeah, Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Solo, and Sammy was still there. And they're going up against the Brawling Brutes. You got Sheamus, Ridge Hollins, Pete Dunne, and Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. What a fucking brawl, though. What a fucking War Games. I love the story.
Sami Zayn, and he finally gets the approval of Jey Uso after this. This was one of the best moments of the year.
100%. Yeah, I believe we talked about this quite a bit on our year end last year.
I don't have a problem with this being on your list at all. I think this is a great pay-per-view.
And my number 4 spot, you think it's a good spot for it?
I'm gonna have a hard time doing spots just because there's like 30 fucking 40 Survivor
Yeah.
Series pay-per-views, and I didn't like dig that deep into them this week, but
Yeah.
It's list worthy for sure.
We're going back to one of your favorite eras of professional wrestling, to the Ruthless Aggression era. We're gonna do some 2001 for my number 3 spot.
Okay. Okay.
If you need a little refresher course
this
here,
is the invasion.
This is one of the only things that came out of the invasion. Let me tell you something about the invasion. I think we can both admit that it was a flop as a whole.
Yes.
Okay.
The storyline sucked, but the in-ring was good.
The story. Thank you. You basically just said what I was getting to. The storyline sucked, but goddamn, did we get some good matches out of it?
The problem was that the storyline was so bad that nobody cared about the good matches because like they just ruined everything.
But out of all the shows that they did for it, I think this is the one where we got the most good matches out of it.
Maybe there's
you're
three.
You're gonna say SummerSlam?
SummerSlam was good.
I think this is better than SummerSlam.
The Invasion pay-per-view was also very good.
I think this is the best of the 3.
I that's so hard. Because there's a lot of really deep cut. Like I really love Christian and Al Snow on this pay-per-view. I thought they had a banger.
Let's start with that. What an opener. Christian and Al Snow. I laughed when I looked at it at the paper and I saw they went for 6 minutes. Okay.
Like it's the best 6-minute match you've ever watched.
I don't remember it being 6 minutes because it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fucking good.
Test and Edge had a really great match on this pay-per-view as well.
William Regal and Tajiri.
I don't remember that one. I know I remember them. I don't remember much about the match. The cage match, I remember being very good.
I was joking. There's not much to remember. It was 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Edge and Test. The Dudleys versus the Hardys. What do you have? You had Billy Gunn versus Test, which I don't remember much about, to be perfectly honest.
Billy didn't fight Test.
Oh no, sorry. This was a battle royal that I don't remember
which
at all.
Yeah, I do. I remember it because it was the winner was safe.
Test wins.
Yeah, they got immunity, so like so they couldn't be fired.
The reason I said it's Billy, he last eliminated Billy. But if you could have a battle royal that lasts only 7 minutes, it can't be that fun.
No, it was not great. But I like the storyline that Test lost the Edge and then was worried about his job, so he entered himself in the battle royal and won it.
We just discussed a whole bunch of matches that helped make this a great pay-per-view. But the clincher, what puts it at my top 3, Team WWF versus Team Alliance, is a phenomenal Survivor Series match.
It is very good.
You got The Undertaker, Chris Jericho, Kane, and Big Show and The Rock taking on Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, Rob Van Dam, Booker T, and Shane McMahon.
This is a top 4 Survivor Series match.
Agreed.
Everybody has us at like the number 1 spot. It's not there for me. All the lists that I read.
I think yeah. No, it's not number 1. But it's up there. It's really good.
It's in the top 4. It's a great match.
All right. Well, we had fun. I enjoy doing this with you, sir.
No, what are you gonna do to piss me off now?
Time for the heat.
You gotta what? You gotta refill again?
No.
Oh, I held up your empty glass.
No, it's not empty. But I'm taking a drink to get ready for the heat I'm gonna get because I don't think you're gonna like my number 2.
Oh God. If you say 1995.
I don't think my number 2 makes your list.
What do you got?
1996.
96. It would definitely not be my number 2.
Now listen, I'm a little biased. You know me well enough to know that my favorite era of wrestling is 96, 97.
Yes.
I love the new generation bleeding into the Attitude Era. 96, 97 are my favorite years in professional wrestling. So it's probably no surprise to anybody that 96 is going to be this high on my list.
I mean, it's got
Let's
some
talk.
cool moments on it.
Let's talk. Yeah, not just moments, matches, man.
Eh,
The opening match. I love this elimination match. Doug Furnace, Henry Godwin, Phil LaFon, and Furnace LaFon and the Godwins versus the British Bulldog, Al Snow, Marty Jannetty, and Owen Hart.
This is the match that Marty fucked his ankle up on, by the way.
Yes,
That's still giving him troubles to this day.
It's very, very true. It was a fun fucking match. It went a little too long for my liking. They could have shaved 5 minutes off it.
It was okay.
But it was a fun fucking match.
I like Furnace and LaFon. I thought them and the Bulldog and Owen had good chemistry.
Taker and Mankind's 1996 feud is one of my favorite feuds in wrestling history.
Great feud. I did not enjoy this match, however.
The match is probably on the lower end of the matches they've had, but I liked the story because of the stipulation with Paul Bearer above the ring and all that. I did enjoy that stuff. Back to a Survivor Series match, man. Jake the Snake Roberts, Mark Merrow, Rocky Maivia making his debut, and the Stalker Barry Windham taking on Crush, Goldust, Jerry Lawler, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
You know,
is far better than it has any right being, though it should not be 25 minutes long.
You know, Jake wasn't supposed to be in this match originally either, right?
Who had that spot?
Mark Henry.
Oh, I did know that. And they send him back down to Florida?
Yeah, he had some attitude issues that he was working through.
No, I think he had some
that's for the
eating issues.
Yeah. No, this is before he got fat. This is when he thought he was hot shit and people shit in his bag, I think.
Oh, okay. This moves on to one of the best matches of this era. You have Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I would even say this might be one of the greatest matches in the history of Survivor Series, if not the greatest match in the history of Survivor Series.
The greatest, at the very least, the greatest single match. Yeah,
maybe of all matches.
I'm not going to argue with you.
This is my personal favorite Bret and Austin match. I know everyone says WrestleMania I Quit match, but
you know how I feel about WrestleMania 13. It's my favorite match of all time. So I'm gonna stick with that. But this is those two never had a bad match.
No.
The chemistry those two men had together was fucking ridiculous.
The build for this match was great too. Like Austin was so good during this time period. You put an S in front of the Hitman, you get exactly what I think of him. Like good stuff, man. This match is fantastic. This is where I'm going to catch heat from you, though, Mike. To me, this pay-per-view is a one-match show.
Oh, I don't agree because I
know you don't.
I really liked the two other Survivor Series matches I discussed. I'm not going to say nice things about the next Survivor Series match.
No, it's not good.
It was garbage, but it was created to be garbage. It was a filler between Bret Hart. They have you when you have a match with Bret Hart. When you have a match, not only a buffer, you have to give people. You have to put a bad taste in their mouth, or else they're not going to be. They're not. They need a bad taste. So then when you come back with that main event can cleanse your palate. Psycho Sid versus Shawn Michaels. You said this is a one match card. I fucking love this match.
It's fine.
I absolutely love this match. I loved this feud. Their match at Royal Rumble. I loved everything these two guys did together. I really did.
Yeah, they're okay.
When they started off this thing at WrestleMania or before WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, really. When they started this thing with Jose Lothario, I'm not a fan of that. Shawn Michaels never needed a manager, especially not in 1996. Shawn Michaels, he didn't need a feeble old man to manage him. But having that for him worked in this match because you're going to take that title off him. How are you going to do it and still keep him credible and still and have sympathy on him? You do this angle with Jose. It worked 100%.
I know a lot of people are really high on this one. For me, it's just it's a solid thumbs in the middle pay-per-view.
All right.
It's not my personal favorite.
It's one of my. We can talk. We can do a full show about 1996.
Yeah, fair.
I might have to do a J, but
yeah, you might. I mean, my guilty pleasure Survivor Series is 1989. So what are like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's a
Yeah.
great one, but that's my guilty pleasure
Well,
one.
my guilty pleasure didn't make the list. We'll talk about that when we get off when we get into the honorable mentions.
There's
Um,
one Survivor Series that I do have some beef with that you don't have on the list, and I look forward to talking to you about it after. But I think our number ones are the same.
and I'm sure you know that it's not the one I'm about to talk about.
No, our number ones are the same.
Okay.
And it's funny because early in the show, I'm like, oh, I'm a traditionalist Survivor Series guy. That has a big play to do. My number one doesn't even have a Survivor Series match on it.
Right. Unless it's an eliminations tables match.
No, it doesn't count. There's
No,
only
it doesn't
three
count.
guys there. There need to be a fourth. What a match that is, though.
We've discussed 2001. We've discussed 2003. You got to fill her in with the 2002 for my number one. I don't think there was ever a question to me that this was the best Survivor Series of all time.
It's so good.
And I knew you wouldn't really argue with me because while I'm very not shy about saying that my favorite year in wrestling is 1997, would you say your favorite year in wrestling is 2002? Because every time we talk about the best pay-per-views of all time, like I know you talk about SummerSlam 2002.
Yeah.
You fucking love that. WrestleMania.
It's weird. No, not WrestleMania 2002. I was at that WrestleMania too. It's
but
really
it has but you love that main event.
Yeah, Rock and
Hogan. You consider Rock and Hogan, not the main event, but you consider Rock and Hogan to be one of the best matches you've ever seen.
Because I was there live. If I wasn't there live, I don't think I would be like, this is the greatest match ever. But that's a feeling that I'll never forget. Like that was an incredible moment to be a part of.
Do you consider 2002 one of the greatest one of the greatest years? Let's not say in wrestling, one of the greatest years in WWF /
It's hard to argue from an in-ring standpoint, especially. Mm-hmm. Now, from a storyline standpoint, they had some good stuff. They had some really bad stuff as well. 1997 is my favorite storyline year in wrestling history.
100%.
But I do think that the in-ring, it's hard to argue 2002 against any year in WWE history.
Well, let's talk about the in-ring. Let's start it off with you got Jeff Hardy and the Dudley Boys taking
kind of Dudley Boys, right? It was Spike, not Devon.
Yeah, okay.
But Devon did return in this match, and the Dudley Boys did reunite, which was cool.
And they're taking on 3-Minute Warning and Rico.
This was a wild match.
Very fun. It's an elimination tables match. There's shit going on fucking everywhere. Moving on, you have Billy Kidman versus Jamie Noble.
This match was really good too.
Solid cruiserweight match.
It was. I enjoyed this match. Their King of the Ring match with Jamie Noble and Hurricane, I liked better at this year's. That was 02, but this match was really good.
Victoria and Trish
fantastic match. That's the hardcore match.
Yes. I alluded to this earlier. I think it was 2003. We were talking about how I still consider this to be the dark ages of women wrestling. But every once in a while, the women were able to really fucking shine and show that, hey, we're more than tits and ass. We're more than fucking mud wrestling and cream corn wrestling and fucking strip shows and all this shit. This is one of those matches. Victoria, let's be honest, Victoria is one of the greatest women's wrestlers of this era. We just don't give her enough credit.
Absolutely.
Trish Stratus, while her in-ring work is phenomenal 70% of the time, she is probably the biggest name in women's wrestling.
I think
up until today.
I think
up until Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I think Charlotte will go down in history as the greatest woman wrestler of all time, and then I think you go Trish and Moolah.
But you like Charlotte's like I don't know how to say this. Charlotte's your part. Charlotte's your Daniel Bryan, your really big name who's gotten that big name because of her work rate. Where Trish is your Hulk Hogan. Is
Trish
that
was
fair?
Trish was a good worker. And Hulk Hogan wasn't that pretty either. Like Trish was like Triple H. That's what I think. Yeah, I don't know. Trish was
She
a
was a
good
good worker,
worker.
but not to today's standards. I shouldn't say that
Hey,
because
listen,
she
she's
no
fucking
no
having
no
bangers today.
I know I'm taking that back because she's come out and had some great matches in today's era. So I take that back.
I just think with Charlotte, like Charlotte's the Shawn Michaels of women's wrestling. She is the complete package. She's
Yes.
fantastic on the mic. She has an incredible look to her. She is no one can hold a candle to her in the ring. Like she is the GOAT.
On paper, Big Show versus Brock Lesnar is in a 4 minute match
This was
is
awesome.
garbage.
This match was awesome.
If you were to if you never seen this match and somebody told you the Big Show beat Brock in 4 minutes for the title for the first time, no one has beaten Brock, and Brock loses to Big Show in 4 minutes. What's your reaction? You're like
Yeah,
this
you're a
is
moron.
you know, but then you watch it. But then you watch it. Who makes this match?
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
No, you know what makes this match, and I love Brock and Big Show matches because like there's just something so incredible about watching how Brock throws Big Show around. It's crazy. Like he's German in him, he's F5, and like it's really crazy how strong this guy is.
I'm not a massive fan of triple threat matches. We know this, but you want to do a triple threat tag team match, you got the right guys to do it here in 2002. Los Guerreros, you have Eddie and Chavo taking on Edge and Rey Mysterio versus who I believe were the champions.
Edge and Mysterio were, yeah.
They went in as the champs versus Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. Think about that.
Edge were Benoit and Angle were the champs, I think. I can't remember if they lost the belts right before this because I know they were the first champs.
No,
Benoit and Angle.
no. I just went back to my paperwork. I was right. It's Edge and Rey.
So they must have beat him on TV because the one of the best tag team matches you'll ever see in your entire life is from No Mercy when it's Benoit and Angle against Edge and Mysterio for the first titles, and Benoit and Mysterio or Benoit and Angle win the belts at that one.
Well, it doesn't matter because Edge and Rey nor Kurt and Chris left with the titles because Eddie and Chavo got their day.
So we can both agree this match was very, very good, right?
100%.
Do you want to know why SmackDown in the year 2002 was the best? It's because of these six guys.
Because of the SmackDown 6.
The craziest part about this, though, this wasn't even close to being one of the matches, like best matches that the SmackDown 6 had. They had like these crazy four ways. Edge and Eddie had an ODQ match.
Who am I missing here? That's the SmackDown 6, but Chavo wasn't one of the
Chavo was in there. Eddie Chavo.
Was he one SmackDown 6? Why am I thinking it should have been somebody else?
No, I mean you probably think it could have been, but no, Eddie Chavo, Ray and Edge, and Angle and Benoit.
Because Chavo, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Chavo does not rank very high for me as far as the greatest of all time.
No, not the greatest of all time, but I like me some Chavo.
Now, let's get down to the brass tacks. One of my favorite main events in Survivor Series history. Where's our boy Anthony at? Because he is bad enough that he's got a problem with the first ever and the best ever Hell in the Cell match, which Shawn Michaels won. If he's got a problem with the first ever, the best ever Elimination Chamber, which Shawn Michaels won, we're gonna have some fucking words.
Ooh,
this is a great match.
You might have some words with me then. This match is just
whoa. Do you not like this fucking match? This is the best elimination match in history.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. The best Elimination Chamber match in history is a New Year's resolution.
That's number 2. That's right behind this. No,
New Year's resolution is by far the greatest Elimination Chamber match of all time, and I will not even budge on that for a second. This is a good Elimination Chamber match. I think there's better ones out there. but this is a good one.
Wow.
It's okay. Like, I don't know. The structure was cool. I'm not a big Elimination Chamber fan in general. It's not one of my favorite matches that they do.
This match, it was a hell of a way to close this pay-per-view.
Yeah, a
It
great
was
way
a,
to
it
close
was,
pay per view.
it was
Absolutely,
a,
but
it was a hell of a way to, Sean's only been back for a very short period of time.
yeah, with
People
his
thought he was
fucking greasy, dirty pants and
with
shitty
this
hair.
horrible haircut, horrible pants. We don't know what
Yeah,
the
you
fuck
know
is
what?
going
This pay per view is actually off the list now. I forgot about that.
on. But Sean comes in, and people are thinking that it's an in and out for him. He came in, what was it, SummerSlam?
Came back at SummerSlam in
Made
August.
his
Yeah,
debut. No fucking way anybody had Shawn Michaels winning the world championship on their bingo card for November. Nobody.
he got his flowers.
He got his flowers. Sean goes up against Triple H, who I think was probably the favorite to win this match.
Yeah, yeah.
In 2002, because let's be honest, Triple H was winning everything in 2002. But you have Triple H, Chris Jericho, Kane, Booker T, and Rob Van Dam. If Triple H is dropping the title, I don't think it is to Rob Van Dam, Booker
No,
T, or Kane.
he'd already beaten all of them except for Booker. He
Yeah.
beats Booker very early the next year.
Yes.
You missed something also that was awesome on this pay per view.
Okay. Oh yes, no, Scott Steiner. What was the segment? It was like Chris Nowinski
Matt Hardy and Chris
and Matt
Nowinski.
Hardy. They were doing like if I remember properly, it was like we're showing that Raw and SmackDown guys can get along and blah
because
blah blah.
New York sucks. Like
yeah, right. And then you hear the fucking sirens, and what puts it over for me is JR going, he's here, it's him. No, it was King going, it's him, it's him, it's him. Amazing stuff, man. I'm not a Steiner guy. I'm really not. I'm not a massive Steiner guy. But even I was like, holy fuck, it's him. He's here. Because the commentators did their job so well that I bought into this, man.
And
then he comes out.
This was a great debut. This was a 100%. Great debut.
You did debuts probably 2 years ago on this show. I don't remember that show very well. Do you remember where this fell on your list?
I would have to guess top 3.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember what I had for lunch today, so it's hard for me to remember my list, but it was in the top echelon for sure.
All right.
That's your homework for your walk home tonight, Mike. You've texted me and tell me where that fell on my list.
I'll do that. Maybe I'll go back and listen to that show. Who knows? All right. Which is the one that you're mad at me for?
I think 2016 in Toronto makes a strong case to be on the list.
Okay. I don't. That's not even. I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 16. I wrote down 16 shows, and that's not on it.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't remember much about that show.
This was the one with Goldberg and Lesnar and the 30-second main event that was wild. Yeah. It literally has one of the top 3 greatest Survivor Series elimination matches of all time with Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, which was I got it right here. Hold on. AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, and Shane McMahon with James Ellsworth as their manager, going up against Braun Strowman, Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. This match was unreal. What else was on here? The tag team matches, all the Survivor Series matches on this card were fantastic. Go back though. You don't remember that Team Raw versus Team SmackDown Survivor Series match? No. Like everybody raves. It's like a top 3 Survivor Series match of all time.
I'll go back to it. Yeah, my memories of it are nil.
And then there's a couple like around like the 2017-18 range, like the one that had Brock and AJ and Brock and Daniel Bryan were both pretty good.
It's funny you say 17 and 18. I have 19 as an honorable mention.
What one's 19?
I have to remember now. I wrote it down.
I've got them. I'm pulling them up here. Seth and Nakamura was 18. What was who did Brock fight? Yeah, Brock and Daniel Bryan. 18 was really good. 18 had Ronda and Charlotte Flair as well. 19 would have been NXT.
Yes. Yeah, that was the NXT one. I've got
What was
okay.
your guilty pleasure when you left off?
My guilty
95?
pleasure, 97.
Yeah, 97 is a good Survivor Series.
I know it's controversial because of the finish and all, but people seem to forget how good that fucking main event is before the controversial finish. And the show as a whole was really fucking good.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it on my list, but it was a good pay-per-view.
I gave it a lot of consideration to be at my number to be at my number 7.
I get that. I wouldn't fight you on it, but I think there would be better ones on there. But yeah, 2016 I think is the only thing that I kind of have a beef with for you not having on your list.
All right. I had a couple honorable mentions. I've got 1987, just to say 1987.
Which one was that? The first one?
The first one.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Good card.
I've got 2011. That was the one where the main event was John Cena and The Rock versus Awesome Truth.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I've got 2018 written down, which you already mentioned. 2005, which I need to bring up because I can't remember why now. Do you have any more any more honorable mentions?
No, I think you got most of them. I liked, you know, what my guilty pleasure one as well is 1990.
1995 is also a guilty pleasure. I know you're gonna make fun of me.
Yes, I will. I like 1990 just because Demolition Axe had the greatest hair in Survivor Series history.
Oh, 2005. The reason I wrote it down, it was the first of the best in 7 series between Booker and Benoit.
Mm-hmm.
Great match. Cena versus Angle was a really good match. Triple H versus Flair in the last man standing match was really fun.
That was a good match, actually.
The main event.
This is where Taker made his return, right?
I don't remember.
Where
in the main event,
Randy Orton was like the sole survivor. Is that year? Or was that 2006?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
That might be 2006.
The main event was Batista, Lashley, Bradshaw, and Orton versus and Ray versus Big Show, Carlito, Chris Masters, Kane, and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and then Randy was the survivor, and then Taker made his return after.
Oh, okay. I remember this mostly for the John Cena Kurt Angle match and the Triple H versus Ric Flair match, and of course Booker T and Chris Benoit. You know, I'm not a massive Booker T fan by any stretch of the imagination.
Respect.
But that both their best of 7 series are some of my favorite things that Booker's ever done.
That WCW one especially was special.
Yes, but WWE one was still fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I didn't hate your list this week.
Wow. You hated it before you even knew it. Now you don't hate it now that you know it.
So it was all right. Yeah, I would have liked 2016 on there. I would have given you 2 thumbs up, but I'll give you a half chub up. It was good.
A half chub.
You got a half chub up.
Wow. Jesus.
It takes a lot to muster that these days. It takes a lot to muster that these days. I don't know what we're doing with our show right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you got to bear with us. Things are going to be a little hectic for the next few weeks. My work schedule sucks. Tyler has drug and alcohol issues. That's going to get out there. That's going to get out there as a rumor now. So I'm not saying there's not going to be shows every week. We pride ourselves in the fact that we've been able, no matter how hard this gets, we've always come up with shows. We come up with something. Hell, last week we came out with a Vince Russo show that you guys loved just as much as you did last year. So that's awesome. So we will have something. I just don't know what yet. We are working vigilantly, and by we I mean Tyler is working vigilantly on our year-end show. So we're working on some really great guests.
Should we announce one of them?
let's announce the one that we know is it's done. We already got him recorded.
Yes.
So we can't fuck up now.
All right.
Announce that one.
We'll announce one, and
Yeah.
next week we'll announce another one. How's that?
Okay. Sure.
We've got returning to the show. There's a theme this year. It's a lot of returning to the shows.
A lot of them are. The one I have is the only one so far that's not a return. He's the only fresh one.
Yeah, we got to talk about that off air because I don't know where we're standing with that. But returning to the show is former Ring of Honor owner Kerry Silken. Will be a part of our year-end show.
Always a good time with Kerry.
It was a good. Let me tell you, it was a good time.
I unfortunately had to step up with that one. That was a bad day for me, so I couldn't be involved in that one. But Kerry's always a good fucking time.
Yes, he was phenomenal. He gave some good stuff, and looking forward to not only hearing Kerry be a part of our year-end show, but he also gave a full-on interview on top of that. So you guys are going to get a double dose of Kerry coming up.
Let me tell you, man, we are going to be having wrestling wrestlers, wrestling announcers, wrestling trainers, wrestling owners, you name it. They're all coming to the show this year. We have a lot of great guests lined up. Kerry's the only one who's recorded with us so far, so we feel very confident in announcing Kerry. But
I'm confident in one more that we've got locked in for Monday as well, which I'm excited for.
Do you want to announce it?
No.
Okay.
Maybe next week. Maybe we'll give you two next week.
Yeah. But we're working on a lot. We have a lot of fun people lined up, and it's going to be a great show. I'm doing the list this year. I've got the top 7 moments in professional wrestling all lined up, ready to go.
And shockingly, I agree with most of them too.
Your list is not far off mine.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slow year. Not just kidding. But you guys all know the year-end show is by far my favorite show of the year. I've been working on it the last
not the most
months.
Stressful year, not the most stressful show by any means.
No, it's just weekly with you.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I've been working on our obituaries already. I've almost got that finished.
You got to work on your segues, bud. I love it. I've been working on our dead guy list.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been all the stuff that you're accustomed to on our year-end show. I've been working on it for a little while now. Mike and I have been talking about it, and I think we got some good stuff lined up this year.
So up until we are able to give that to you in several weeks from now, looking at like 4 or 5 weeks until year end. So we're going to be giving that to you in a few weeks. Up until then, though, man, stay tuned. We are going to have weekly shows. We're going to have some really good stuff. Probably a couple interviews. Definitely some really fun lists moving into the end of the year. We can be found. We will be seen around. We do have at least 1 or 2. 2 in one day. We have a big Barrie wrestling show coming up. If you're in the Barrie area, come on December the 4th.
No, yes, that's Destiny on the 3rd.
Okay, sorry, I mixed. So December the 9th.
Yeah, 9th. Yes.
Yeah, December the 9th. We're doing a double header. If you haven't got your tickets, get on it. They're going to go fast. 2 shows, 1 day. Phenomenal card. Both Tyler and I will be there. Count it out in one way or form. We'll be at the Destiny show on the 3rd of December as well. So if you happen to be there and you see us, come say hi, please, and thank you. In the meantime, if you whether you see us or not, the one thing you definitely can do if you're listening to this, tell your friends about it. Go hit that subscribe button right down low. We need those subscribes going into the new year. We have a lot of plans. We have a lot of things we want to do in 2024. But in order to do those things, we need those likes. We need those follows. We need those subscriptions. Get those for us. And we have a ton of shit for you for 2024 that I am very excited about. Anything left, brother?
I think you just fucking did a great segue, great go home there. So just finish it off, man.
We got to bring her home because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm still at work. I got to get my ass home. Be up at 6:30 in the morning to fucking put my kids on the bus. Look at those big fucking. I look like the Undertaker. Jesus.
You look way more. You look way worse. Yeah, I'm tired too. It is 1 a.m. and I have to be up at 6.
Well,
That's gonna suck.
On behalf of finishing up our Survivor series, I guess, because Survivor Series is this weekend, so we'll move on to something better starting next week. We have been Down and Out. Empty glass cheers.
Cheers is my line.
Ah.
It's Chris Harris.